welcome back to this week's budget review. Again, I am back filming. Month in June were just a little crazy. Things just got out of hand. And we're on summer shifts now. So, timing net isn't the greatest. Say hello to my summer hens. they're so they're so dry and calloused. It's not even funny. So, for those of you who are new, maybe this is your first review that you're watching, I picked the Hemlock and Oak 2024 Daily Planner as my budgeting planner. I love this little meaty beast of a planner. It's especially well made. I love it, and they use like sustainable materials. Like it's supposed to be all recycled and that. How, I don't know. But this planner is literally my budgeting planner. If I didn't use this planner, guys, I would not have returned to budgeting. I wouldn't have. There is just something about this thing. I think it's just so gorgeous that it like forces me to use it. Because trust me, there's some days that I really don't want to do budgeting or any of that at all. I really don't want to look at it, and it has to deal with this planner. So, if you're interested in this planner and the different products that they provide, I do have a link in the description. But, that's enough about that. And let's see what I messed up in June, right? Because that's pretty much how this is going. But it's okay. I feel like we are on the right track. I can't wait to share this week with you. That's we're getting there. So, what they do is they give you this year at a glance page. I use it as a financial dashboard. The first thing that I did was just like list all the paydays, guys. I don't know why, but that was the thing I was the most excited over. So all the paydays are in green. All the birthdays, holidays, those are in purple this time around. I figured they're pretty much the same thing. You're celebrating something. What else do I got on here? Money's in and out. So of course the day that I paid taxes, which again, I did not save enough. I thought I had enough. So that was kind of like the downward spiral there. It just kind of went blue from there on out. So see, we're starting to see the importance of this dashboard here. So yeah, that would be large amounts of monies out would be the taxes, large amounts of monies in are the insurance funds, which you would think that these would make a difference, but they didn't. So see, no looking at this going, oh, if only I had so much more monies, I wouldn't have this problem. No, you still do. The problem is mainly, if you have large amounts of credit card debt like I do, it's behavioral. Has nothing to do with what you make, it's how you spend. So, I mean, that's another thing that I've learned from this. What do I have? Car vehicle expenses, so like the car inspection, registration plate renewals. Last year I had the driver's license renewal, so I try to put those in that safety cone orange. Oh, and of course the red would be the focus account, since again I am paying off credit card debt. I have so many of them, I just gotta pick one, so I'm using the snowball method, so I call it my focus account, and whenever he does get paid off, I take him off and, oh, I gotta move this. Why? I finally get rid of my adult son, guys. Seriously do. And the moment that I send him over to, well, I drive him over to his friend's place, and then he starts texting me. So it's like, come on, dude. Okay, no, well, the struggles of having an adult child. Yeah, okay, so no, the red is the focus account. When you do pay it off, I just check it off on the little calendar here. And again, since I am using this as a financial dashboard, God, I gotta get the phone out of the room, guys. I'm sorry. He's not even in the house, and he still is a distraction. Okay, far away. didn't even talk to me that much when he was in his teen years. Now I can't get away from him. Okay, so um, what I like about this year at a glance page. Please tell me I hit the record button too. Yeah. So messy budgeting. So, like, the year at a glance page here, what that really does show me is we can see that I was making progress here in the first couple months. And, like, I don't want to fully blame it on the taxes, but I think it was just the burn from the taxes that kind of, like, lowered my motivation, I guess. And it just kind of started this downward spiral here. So I am not making progress like I should be. I should have at least have another account paid off here. Only having one account paid for the first 6 months, not really that great. I mean, I'm happy I got one paid off, but you know what I mean. Like last year, we were definitely having way more progress. I feel like I had 4 or 5 accounts paid off by this time last year. So we are not making the progress that we were making last year. The holiday plans page, I feel like I go through that enough on each of these. Just a quick summary here. It's just to give me a estimate of how much I spend on each of these, because really I have no idea how much I spend on these holidays. So this is kind of helping me gear up for next year so that I kind of know how much to save. Again, I'm trying to make my spending not be reactive where I'm proactive, I guess. Pre-saving instead of saying, oh crap, I need Easter dinner, and then spending 50 some bucks, okay? I don't know how else to explain it. He got my mind all gone again. Children. Again, he's an adult, okay? It's not like I got like a 5 to a 12-year-old. This is a 20-something-year-old man. He can survive without mommy for 30 minutes. Okay, so the original planner from last year, it came with a 2 years at a glance page. Again, this is a set of pages I would have just skipped, okay? I wouldn't have even looked at these things, and I thought that it would be fun to use them as like a projected payoff visual thing. Again, I really like seeing how my money's being used or my progress. If I just look at the numbers, it doesn't mean nothing to me, guys. It's probably why I'm in debt to begin with. So the visual markers and that really do help me. So what I use is I use the stepit.com. It's also known as the Debt Payoff Planner app. Why it has 2 names, I don't know. I do have that linked in the description down below as well. And all you do is you just punch in the information of all your debts. It creates a little payoff plan for you, and it's really customizable. You could choose the snowball method, the avalanche method. You could even do a custom method, and it shows you how much you're going to pay in interest for each of them, if you're going to have lower or higher monthly payments, all that, fancy stuff. And of course I picked the snowball method just because, I'm trying to eliminate these as quickly as possible. Am I going to pay higher in interest towards the end? Yes. But it really is about trying to get rid of these things because they suck. I don't like to carry them around. I really don't. I like making them. Oh, it's so much fun to make them. But, yeah, I don't really want to deal with them after the fact. So, yeah, the faster I could get rid of these, the better. So, a quick way of explaining this page, again, I don't really think that I have the most orthodox budgeting system here. So, what I do is I take the information from that debt payoff plan. I can still hear the fan in the background. So, like, I was projected to have Cap Q paid off by March. By the end of March, he's going to be gone. And so I wrote it at the end of each of the months. So like the PayPal MasterCard, he's projected to be paid off by January. PSCCU is projected to be paid off by February. So that type of thing. And then I took it one step further and I wrote the account that I was focusing on, and I started highlighting the weeks that I was paying it, just so that I could get a general idea of how long it takes me to pay off these accounts. If I was going by how quickly I was paying this one off, technically Chase should have been paid off somewhere in April and May. But if you remember going back to that dashboard thing, taxes and that were right around here, and it just kind of like killed the momentum because it took those extra funds. Then of course May happened, which was a lot of work drama, a lot of personal stress, and again it just took away the focus that I had towards my budgeting system. And of course we got summer shifts, so external factors do affect how you interact with your budget and your finances. So really, I should have had Chase paid off by this week. I'm a little upset that I don't have it paid off, but I have learned from previous budget systems that you don't get discouraged, you just keep going, because any payment towards your debt is better than no payment towards your debt. So yeah, I did mess up. There was a lot of mess ups. We're about to see more mess ups. So my main advice for this is, like, last year I was able to pay off over $10,000 towards my debts, guys, and we can clearly see I mess up a lot. So if I was able to even pay that off, I'm pretty sure that, each of us has the potential to pay off the debts, because, I mean, there are times where I just self-sabotage like no other, and again, I was still able to pay off 10,000, guys. So it's really the mind over the matter, trying to figure out what you got and where it's going to. That seems to be the most important thing here, and of course persistence, where you just keep saying I'm tired of this and I don't want it no more. The wants versus needs, I'm not really gonna go through this, guys. I'm getting better at this. My problem is I understand that they are wants and I still get it. So I got a little angry at myself at the beginning of this week, and I kind of took like a little budgeting course behind scenes, and like I said, I got a new fire under my ass for this one. Maybe it's what I need during the mid-year. So I'm just gonna kind of really skip this, but if you like these little coloring charts here, these are from Debt Free Charts. Heidi Nash makes some of the cutest little coloring pages that you've ever seen, and they really do help motivate me into either saving for things or paying off loans or debts. Like we see the car loan. Soon, buddy, soon. He's gonna be gone. I cannot wait. Of course, they got one for the house, future goals, and that brings us to round 2 debt rules. So, like I said last year, which these are my accounts that I have left over that I need to pay. Again, they're listed from smallest to greatest because I am doing the snowball method. It may look like a mess now, but guys, like, what I had last year was like from here to here. Trying to think, I feel like I got 6 or 7 accounts paid off last year. So, I mean, I was really killing it last year. I was kicking butt. This year, not so friendly. Probably... Yes, at the beginning of the year, I do know the price of gasoline was really shocking. The prices in the grocery stores are a lot more, so that's factored in. And like I said, there was a lot of work stress and drama this year. It's way more than necessary, and that, to me, like, anytime I go back through this, that seems to be the biggest factor, which then made me emotional spend. It didn't really make me emotional spend. It's a great excuse to emotional spend. How about that? How about I word it that way? Can't blame external factors. The high prices of stuff, yes, you just gotta get real thrifty. Um, Such as I could go out to eat at a drive-through every day while I'm at work, and if I spend right, I can spend $3 or less. Okay, so there are ways to do it. You just really don't get what you want. You get what you can afford, and you take advantage of those deals. And if they don't give you a deal, you say, I'm going to a different drive-through. That's what you say. Because it doesn't fit my budget. Seeing that I gotta take Ray with me now, so this is where the factor of taking in, going and spending with another person, um, it does affect how we choose to spend. So it's, I mean, I'm still, I would say I'm $5 or less now, but again, that's like double from what I was spending. It was $2.33 or $2.11, guys. Um, and I was like, yes, I could spend that. I don't know how people do it and they go through the drive-throughs and it's like $16 to $20. I really don't. Guys, that's way and above and beyond what I spend in a week. So I am a little oh, I can't think of the word for it. Not a Scrooge, but I mean like I'm tight in some categories that like I shouldn't be as tight as I am. But then there's other categories which we will see, like the candles. It's like $400 freaking dollars in 15 days. I will splurge in other categories. So I guess the other trick is figuring out what you enjoy spending your monies on. Where that rant came from, I don't know. It has nothing to do with Tetris. So yeah, Tetris again is from the debt-free charts. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, what I like about this is it does give you the visual of your progress with the amount of debt that you do have. So it's basically this, but you get to see a visual of it. Again, the numbers are important. Budgeting, it's all about the numbers. But like this really doesn't mean nothing to me, and I see it and it scares me, and then I try not to look at it. Where this looks friendly and it's colorful, so and it's interactive. Like if I make a payment, I get to buy a block. Basically, I'm not buying a block; I'm paying off my debt. But to me, I'm buying a block. So, and I guess for an emotional spender, buying a block kind of helps. It gives you that little bit of a boost, doesn't it? Never looked at it that way. So yeah, that's how I've been focusing on this, and this has really seemed to help a lot. Last year I would wait until the end of the month and then write the total in. This year I'm doing it like as we go each week. This way it's kind of a little bit more interactive because then I can see how close I am to buying an additional block, which has in previous months motivated me to put a little bit more towards my overall debts for the month. So when used properly, Mr. Detrus here can help you focus on making those extra payments. And let's get to the monthly layout here. I'm sorry, guys. This one is like all over the place. It's gotta be with the phone messages. I was like already, I have a little outline beside me. I am nowhere near that outline right now. Like we are gone off into the wind. Um, but yeah, just a quick summary here of this monthly layout. This is not your typical budget reviews. I say it every video. So, what I like to do here, it just gives you that nice visual glance of when the bills are due, when the pay periods are, and then that way, if you're going paycheck to paycheck like me, which I'm trying my best to move to where I'd be paying my bills like a month ahead of time, which I think is doable. I have been in that situation before, and it's glorious, guys. It's glorious knowing that all the bills are paid, and then like all the money that you got, you get to like game up for the next month. So it is a wonderful feeling. I would like to get back to that. But right now we are paycheck to paycheck. So this kind of lets me know, like for this one example, I have this pay period right here. All of these bills from here to here must be covered with this pay. Again, I call this Dooms Week because it's like all the heavy hitters appear on one week. but it's just a nice quick visual for me to see that. Another thing that I like to do is I separate the types of expenses with the little color blocks here. Things that are due on a specific date are typically the same amount, and you get a penalty, like a late fee, late charge, if they aren't paid on that day. I have them listed in the first color, which is yellow for June. The optional ones are normally like beneficial for your budget. Those would be my additional payments towards my credit cards, the $5 a day savings goal, which becomes my emergency savings for the following year. It's 1800 roughly for the year, guys. Fastest way you can make an emergency savings, okay? It goes back to the whole drive-through feature. If I could put $5 in the drive-through and not think about it, why can't I put $5 in my savings account? And I started by, which I have PNC, so they have that thing called the punch to pig. So literally every morning, the first thing I did, I got my coffee and I punched a pig with $5. It's the only way I could get myself to save. I don't know. It works for me. God, I was even trying to just save $50 out of every pay, and I kept taking it. Again, it has to do with me labeling it, because when the money does go into that account, it's called my 2024 daily savings goal. And there was just something about seeing that end goal and knowing the name of that account. I won't touch it. I don't know why. I have my emergency savings. Granted, I've gotten a lot better. I don't touch them as often as I used to, but I would be more likely to take out of the emergency savings than I am. Like, I will not touch the 2024 daily savings. I need to see that thing completed. So, I don't know. That's another little weird quirk I've learned from myself for this. So yeah, I keep all the optionals in a separate color because, nothing bad is going to happen if I don't do them. Thank God, because we could see that I've missed a lot. The only thing is it's not healthy for your financial health. So that's the downside there, but you're not going to get a penalty, you're not going to get a fee, nothing like that's going to happen. It's just, it's something you should have done. That would have been nice for yourself. So, getting into these daily pages, and again, guys, we can see that this planner is absolutely perfect for budgeting. It's freaking perfect. All the other budget planners I've tried, they didn't have enough space, because we will see that I spend a lot. There are some days where I just make purchase after purchase after purchase, and then we have days where I don't do anything. So I have all the room for when I make those purchases that I shouldn't. It gives me room to rewrite what's in that monthly. So again, it's like double checking off, did you pay that bill? Because there are some days where I don't know. There's so many of these things. I have to like check it and check it again. And it gives you a nice little journal area too, so I get to really see how my emotions, how social things and occupational things, home things, like all of that just kind of bleeds in together, and it just, it'll let me know, like, are you spending a lot? So yeah, and I get to keep my little daily balance here. We'll get into more of that. I can't remember what week that happens. Again, we are back filming. So, I left Hinge on Sunday where I was asking myself, why do I do this? Because I was overspending a ridiculous amount. There we go. $421 in 15 days on once. That is not cool. We are not going to get any credit cards paid off with that type of spending. That is overspending at its finest right there. Granted, 10 years ago, this would have been nothing, guys. So I have improved. You don't really compare yourself to what another person does. You compare yourself to your past self. I've found it's a little bit more easier. And yeah, Sally, from 10 years ago, that $400 would have been one purchase, not multiple. So that's how I'm in the situation I'm in right now. So we're working to not do that. So this was just me saying, like, I did notice it does start with the emails, it does start with the text. Um, why I'm more sensitive to the summer sales versus like the Christmas and the winter sales, I don't know. To me, I feel like it has to deal with the stress of the shift change. Again, I used to be a 2 to midnight. Now I'm a 6 to 5 for 12 weeks. Why, I don't know, but that's what they do. Um, so you have the stress of being around other people, which I'm normally not around other people. I'm an introvert. I enjoy my 8 to 10 hour shifts where I don't see another human being. They are lovely. Of course, I have lack of sleep because I gotta wake up at 3 a.m. now, and trying to get yourself to go to bed at 7 or 8 is next to impossible. Um, and boredom. There's a lot of boredom. I didn't know I was just bored in the summer. But again, it goes with like you can't do anything. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I'm focused on getting ready so I could be at work on time. By the time I get home, I'm thinking about shoving something in my face so that I could eat, call it a meal, and go to bed. Like, I gotta be at bed by like 7 would be perfect. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock is probably when I do pass out. And we can see that I'm normally browsing because that's where I'm bored. Because I'm not sleepy, but I gotta go to bed, and I'm fighting it like a 3-year-old toddler, and I don't want to. And that's really does seem to be that's the whole schedule part, by the way, guys. When I do spend monies or think about spending monies, I write the time down. Yeah, so all of these like crazy purchases are centered around this time. Evil shopping before bed, not the best choices. So let's get into these jewelry purchases. So we just explained where we left off last month or last week. Getting into this next week here, this is where I'm telling myself, make it worth it, right? Because I did get my gym membership. And when I was working night shift, heck yeah, going to the gym after work was like freaking the best idea I've ever had. All right. Again, I have to take my son. I gotta drive Ray home from work, but we work staggered shifts. So I needed somewhere to go for like an hour and a half after my shift, so I wasn't driving across town and then going and getting him. And, you know, it just seemed easier because the gym is right beside work. So I would just leave work, go hang out at the gym, do some stuff for an hour, go back, pick him up, drive us both home. And so, yeah, during the night shift, it was great. During the summer shifts, we work the same shift, and guess who doesn't want to go to the gym? And guess who whines and cries because he just wants to go home, or he just wants to do this, and you know, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So I'm like, you know what? Heck yeah, we're going home because I need quiet time. So I don't work out, guys. I don't work out at all during the summer. It's just feeling next to impossible. So I mean, I would love to go more, but right now we gotta deal with life. Tuesday, friendly reminder, keep it low. See, there we go, Burger King 264. All right, so that is the price that I would love to see if I do go to eat out. And repeat. So again, should I spend the $2? Do I really have the $2 to spend? No, but again, it's 50% less of what I was spending, and I got a feeling that if I would try to go to the grocery store and make a meal for myself, it would cost more than $2.64. So thank you, Burger King, for feeding me nuggets and fries. Keeping that nutrition going. Thursday, yeah, entering Doom Week. Like I told you, this is when the heavy hitters start coming in. So, like I was saying, so far this week has been pretty good. This is the last day of the work week for me now. And I just want to see if I can manage not to spend like crazy over the next 3 days, which is when I'm off of work, which seem to be the dangerous days now. So I'm learning Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are dangerous days. But, you know, it's just mainly focusing on bills. Went to Wendy's. He was a little bit more. He's $4.24. Of course, tomorrow's. But other than that, nothing too crazy. You know, I went to work. I was too busy to spend. Friday, I apparently got to remind myself need versus want here. So This is where I'm returning, going back to, need versus want. Uh, like I've said, I've been needing a lot of stuff lately. There are not needs, they are wants. So I need to save for those instead of just spending the money and saying I'll figure it out. So let's see here. This day doesn't look too bad. Like I focused on the utilities. Of course, we got two charges here. These are food for Bert and some shirts from Walmart. They did have a really good sale, guys. It was like 70% off. So I did take advantage of that. Again, I am a sucker for summer sales. um, Amazon paper. I did need that. I did. Well, I mean, I didn't need it. It was just a time thing, but I did pay for it. And of course, 98 cents tanks. So I mean, when I do spend, most of the time I do take advantage of like some really cool discounts and stuff. But with the 400 some dollars in candles, no. No, I don't care how much I was saving. I shouldn't be doing that. Um, yeah, skip it. So, yeah, I normally don't like to do this. I don't. It defeats the purpose of me doing this. But with the funds so tight, because we can see it's 254, I'm going to skip the Discover payment until next pay. The beautiful thing with this is one of those cards that I do use during the month. I highly don't recommend continuing to use credit cards as you're paying off debt, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for the cash back. Sometimes it is worth it because I figure if I'm going to be spending it, I might as well get the cash back anyways. But it can lead to problems like real fast if not kept in check. But the beautiful thing is I was using this card for this month. So there is a minimum due, but technically I've covered that minimum with the payments that I was making for the purchases that I made. So I am going to pay the minimum. It's just going to be after the next pay period because, again, with the funds, they are tight, guys. If I'm not going to get a late charge or a late fee for it, I'm just going to skip it and cover it whenever I know it's safe to. And that leads us to Sunday, which is the thank you points. So, again, this is why I'm saying, sometimes it is worth it. My Discover point saved today because I was in the middle of catching up in my journal, my planner, and I realized I was out of photo paper. And photo paper isn't a need, like, I can survive without it, but I really like adding photos to my daily layout. It's kind of like how I memory plan, and I had no idea that I was out of it. I should have pre-ordered this stuff months ago, and I didn't. But it cost me nothing, so I got $49 worth of photo paper for free because I used my Discover points and made a payment towards Merrick. So see, yay! So it's not as bad. So we could see, I acknowledged that we had some stuff going on at the beginning, the first half of the month, and I was like, dude, that's not cool. And so I would like to say that this week was a lot better. I didn't make as bad of choices. The only ones that I really did charge would have been Bert and the shirts. I should have had funds put back for Bert, but I mean, hey, I gotta feed the cat. I can't tell him that mommy spends when she shouldn't. That paper right there too, that's another one that, I could have lived without, guys. I could have, but at the time it just felt like I needed it and I didn't. And yeah. So really we ended last week with a purchase of where I thought that I needed it and I don't. And I do gotta see about paying that, guys. Now since I'm looking at that, it's probably gonna be the first thing I do as soon as I get off here. But yeah, this week is a lot better. I have the emotional spending reined in this week versus the last week. So it is looking up. I guess I had to really get some pavement burn there for that one before I kind of woke up to it and was like, dude, what are you doing? It was definitely this was the eye-opener for me. Is just like, what are you doing? I could have paid off the Chase account with this. Why? Why? But hey, it's in the past, right? It's in the past. Acknowledge that it happened, learn from it, move forward. This whole budgeting debt payoff journey, it requires a lot and a lot and a lot of grace. So, with that, guys, we've made it to the Sunday, which is our end point, and I would just like to close out and say thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it, and if you would like to see what happens in next week's budget review, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more.